So right now in my development facing few opportunities, and when I look at each of them, every opportunity sounds really good. So what are the lenses to actually assess the opportunity, and how do you even approach making that very difficult decision?
Like what's stopping you from wanting to commit to one of them?
Losing other
Interesting.
opportunities.
What do you feel like would happen if you committed to all three at once?
I would lose all of them.
Mm. So either way, you're going to have to lose something. And I think that's the first framework to see your opportunities through is understanding that you can really only have the most of one. You can't really have the best of all of them. The thing that I've come to more recent times in opportunities is opportunities with bad people are just not good opportunities. The most important thing at the end of the day is going to be the people that you're working with, and I think the problem that you're solving. But above all else, I think the people and the level of love you have for what you're going to be doing. Let's say I was presented the chance to make $4 million a year, but I had to do terribly painful, miserable, grinding work and deal with a terrible team where no one supports me. Irreparable damage that you can do to yourself mentally and emotionally for the pursuit of some things is often not worth, the result you're going to get. There's always going to be a sacrifice you make to choose an opportunity, and you're always going to be paying with it either in your time or your skills or your money to get the result that you want. So the first thing I look at is, who am I dealing with? Who is the person in charge of this, and what are they like? And not what are they showing me they're like. If I look at them and I begin to see how they treat other people and look at the people they surround themselves with, and look at the way they live and conduct themselves, what are they really like? For example, I used to be an intern at a plastics manufacturing facility. That was my first time I met a real CEO. This company had been acquired by a very large private equity firm. They put the CEO in place to run and scale the business. It had been around for 100 years. They made, top of the line plastic products and totes by a company called Rubbermaid. The CEO of that company was someone who had 7 kids, commuted an hour to work each day, and was the first person in the office every single day. Every single day. And there was never a time that anybody showed up or I showed up where his car was not in the parking lot and he was not in his office doing his job. Someone who is ruthlessly consistent. And when I met with him, he was an incredible human being, but above all else, he's an incredible leader. And there was a lot to be learned from. And so as much as the opportunity and the role that I was doing wasn't good, the people I was around were great. And I learned a lot from that experience, and knowing that I had incredible leadership above me helped kind of give me motivation to do what I wanted to do, to make him happy and contribute to our mission as a whole. I've been a part of opportunities such as Man of Action, where the money and the other things might be there that are good in an opportunity, but the people I'm dealing with are terrible. And the grind of the day to day of dealing with idiots and people who don't see things in an effective way and constantly having to do things that you see no value in, or things that you can rationalize to be pointless in your efforts, that is very painful, and it becomes hard to stay in these boats for a long time. But so the first thing is to look at the people you're dealing with. And the second thing is understand the opportunity only seems good because it's new. Anything that's new and has novelty seems good. The first time you watched your favorite movie, it was great. Maybe the first, second times. Every opportunity you're in is eventually going to lose that glow of it being great, even if it's your favorite thing in the world. If you eat chocolate cake every single day, you will eventually get sick of it. And so know that once things get cold and things get boring, which one of these do I care the most about to have me continue to push through with a lot of effort and energy because I care about the result that it produces? MOA was just really not one of those, where when the going got cold, dealing with these idiots and what I was doing was it was brutal. And so something that comes from a book I read about the psychology of money, which talks about being good with your money and investing, is the best investors invest in things that may not produce the best returns, but it's more important that you invest in something and something you're passionate about, because the market's going to go in cycles. You're going to live your life in cycles. And when you're in a down cycle and you care about it and you love it, you won't care so much about the value. You'll just care that you're in something that you care about, and you'll be willing to ride those waves a lot longer and gain the benefits of the upside that comes with that. However, if you're only looking at the money, or you're only thinking short term, it does not serve you. And so that's where people who chase performance as opposed to people who chase long-term results, it comes back to the age old, whoever's thinking longest wins. So that's how I see opportunity. Is the leader good? Is the leader better than the opportunity? I'd rather be with an incredible person on a boring opportunity than a bad opportunity, than an incredible opportunity with terrible people, because you just can't stand dealing with idiots. You won't. You think you can, but you just won't. You'll get so sick of it. And then 2, is this something I'm passionate about? So when the honeymoon phase wears off, I can see myself still wanting to try hard to get this to be somewhere. And then, yeah, I guess 3, does it sort of contribute to the bigger picture of what you want? But most importantly, look at the people.
Yeah. So In terms of something actionable, what would you advise me to do? Is there any exercise or anything that I can, put on paper to actually like decide what I should do?
Yeah. So one, I mean, look at the problems you're solving. And then if your goal is to produce money, what I've found is look at the problems you're solving and look at the hard data around the way in which they're going about solving this problem. Like in the online space, some things are easier to sell than others. And some things are some things are easier to sell than others. And so if you know why that is this opportunity going to be one where they are doing things right and they understand the core experience, like what's needed to be in business? Like look at the leaders, genuinely look at their track record. Don't look at what they're telling you. Like if they have experience, it will become very apparent in just the way that they're thinking, doing and operating, creating things, that there is some real calculated thought and logic behind this to produce a solid result, and that they're thinking in terms of systems. So if you can't meet with the leader, meet with the leader. Don't look at him at first appearances like he's going to do a song and dance, but look at sort of how he is over time. If you can, get a firsthand account of people he's working with. Look at businesses he's tried in the past. Meet with other people who know what the experience is like with working with him. Try to get the best feeling for what this person is like. Are they consistent? Are they a good entrepreneur? And do they have the experience to get the results that they're claiming the opportunity provides? And if they do, take it. And most likely take the opportunity that has the most credible person leading it, because you're going to learn a lot. It's going to be meaningful work and they're going to know how to do a good job.